yellow brick roadsters. I'm running away to the casino this morning, and I thought I will do some travel time chit chat. I haven't done any in a couple weeks. I know I'm way behind. After I told you guys I was going to be doing them more often with this format because I really like it. I just have really been not running around as much. And when I have been running around, I've had other people in the car with me. And it's just kind of hard to do something with them. So I haven't gone live with you guys. So, hey, welcome, welcome. So let's see, today is Saturday, November something. I don't know, 5th, 6th maybe? I don't even know what day it is. Isn't that, like, that's one of the downfalls, I guess, or I don't know, realities of a work-at-home person is that sometimes you just forget what day of the week it is. You forget what, I don't know. I guess maybe not a work-at-home. It's more of a, like, entrepreneur who is working 7 days a week a lot of the times. You just kind of forget. Because it's not like Saturday, I'm like, oh, it's Saturday, I'm stopping work today. It's not always like that, right? I got to get a new holder. Apologize that my phone is slipping. So I'm going to have to put you guys back up here. Oh, goodness. Well, welcome. Welcome back to those that are coming back, and welcome to all you new people. If you're not subscribed, be sure you hit the subscribe button if you find something useful on my channel. I got some really good videos. If you haven't watched my video yet about setting up Bonanza, if you are an eBay seller, then use that Bonanza video that I have. You can just click on my channel name, and then up at the top you can type in Bonanza, or maybe it's on the side. I don't know. It's somewhere on the screen. You can search just my channel, and you'll find a video about setting up Bonanza, which I'll tell you, it is so stinking easy that you literally just connect your eBay account with Bonanza, and it imports all of your eBay listings. When something sells on eBay, it takes it down from Bonanza, and when something sells on Bonanza, it takes it down from eBay. It is so simple. I have heard people on my Bonanza video, if you read the comments, there have been comments where people are saying that it cost them money, they lost money on Bonanza. Don't pay for Bonanza. The only thing you have to pay for is a final value fee, which I think is like 10% or something. Maybe not even that, maybe less. And you don't pay anything unless it sells. Now Bonanza has an option where you can subscribe to a store. You don't have to do that. Don't subscribe to a store, and it won't cost you anything unless you sell something. So simple. Don't make it harder than what it really needs to be. I'm not sure if you get a bigger boost when you have a store or not, because I've never done a store. I do it free, and I still get Bonanza sales. And what I like about it is eBay is always saying to put your couple cars come in, put your items on a white background when you take a photo, because Google likes that. Well, I can tell you, if you're going to use Bonanza, then you want to be Google friendly. Most, if not all, of my shoppers on Bonanza come from, like, they're a guest account. I'm assuming it's from Google, because they push Google shopping on Bonanza. And you can tell, like, it's almost like on eBay when somebody buys something from you and it says username, and it has like a string of letters and numbers and stuff. You can kind of tell it's a guest account, like it's just random. And that's what it is on Bonanza. And I think maybe it's Etsy. They put actually guest in parentheses. I'm not sure if Bonanza does that too, but I can tell that it's not an actual like Bonanza user, which I don't even know of any Bonanza users besides Bonanza sellers. I don't know who says, hey, the first place I'm going to go look for something is on Bonanza. I think they look on Google. And if anybody's been watching TV lately, you will see that Google has actually been spending money on advertising their Google shopping. So pay attention. If people are seeing ads and they're pushing people to go to Google first to buy stuff and to go to Google shopping, then make sure you're listings are good for Google, because a lot of people still use Google as their main search platform. So you don't want to oversleep that. Especially, you know, if you're one that's anti-Google, anti-Amazon, anti all these big conglomerates, then not everyone's like you. So, nobody's coming. Oh, I didn't use my directional, right? How many of you said, I don't hear the click of your directional? So I ended up, so on my other videos, so Bonanza, really good video. If you are an Amazon seller and you want to get ungated in toys, I have a video. It is old, but it's not really outdated. It's all relevant information today about getting ungated in toys and going to what they call EE distribution, creating an account there. But I give you tips on how to make your money go farther. So watch that video. It's a really good video, and it's helped a lot of people. It's a tip that was shared with me when I first started Amazon and I got ungated in toys. Somebody shared this with me and I was like, awesome, what a great concept. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys. So make sure you watch that video. And then I also have a video on Inventory Lab. If you've ever, well, if you do eBay, or not eBay, but if you do Amazon, watch the Inventory Lab video, because it talks about Inventory Lab. And it talks about how I use Inventory Lab for tracking my accounting on multiple platforms. So that is my bookkeeping, and that's where I do everything, is in Inventory Lab. I pull reports at the end of the year for taxes and all of that kind of stuff. So watch that video. And I was going to say that was the last one, but actually there's one more video. That's an older video that I did. I think I did it last year in like March maybe. I think it's March. Still relevant today. It's about taxes, and I don't know how many times I say throughout it that I am not a tax professional. I'm not a CPA. You know, take my advice for what it is. For anybody who watched the radio show Handle on the Law, he is so funny. He is a lawyer, but he's always like, I give marginal legal advice, and he's always telling people you're not going to win, even though they clearly are probably going to win. He says all that because he got sued one time because somebody listened to what he said, and then they ended up not getting what they wanted, and he sued them. So watch that. Just know I'm not a CPA, consult a CPA. But it does give you a lot of information about what kind of things can you deduct. I know there's a lot of talk in the last few months that there's changes coming. The IRS is going to start making the platforms, if you sell $600 on any platform, then you're going to be getting a 1099. That is starting next year, unless you live in places like Vermont and I think Massachusetts. I think there might be one more state. I think there's 3 states right now that have that threshold. When I lived in Vermont, I kept hearing that, oh yeah, eBay, back then they used PayPal, and they said, oh yeah, PayPal's going to send you, if you have $20,000 and 200 transactions, you're going to get a 1099. If you don't hit both of those thresholds, you won't get a 1099. Oh, that's my husband. Hi, husband. That baby. Wonder what he was doing going this way. So when I was in Vermont, I got a 1099, and I was already prepared to do my taxes. Legally, you need to file taxes whether you sell 1 penny or $1 million. It doesn't matter. If you are running your business as a business, right? Not even, you can say, oh, I'm a hobby seller. I only sell part-time. I work full-time. It doesn't matter. If your goal is to sell something and make a profit, then you need to claim it. Let me fix my thing here for a second now that I'm getting to the... You know what I hate? I know, you guys are like, you're in the middle of telling me something. Well, I went to adjust my camera because it was slipping, and I thought I fixed my camera, and I went back and talked to you guys, and about 5 minutes later I look up and I realized that my counter isn't counting on the video anymore. Somehow throughout that process I stopped recording. You know how many times that happens? A lot. Sometimes that happens where I end up just starting all over from the beginning because it's hard to figure out where I left off. So in this case, I don't even know where I fully left off. I think I was talking about taxes. Anyway, go watch that video. It'll help you know what type of things to keep receipts for. So you're prepared when you get that 1099. You're not like, oh my gosh, I just got a 1099 for $5,000. And now what do I do? Because I haven't been keeping receipts and I don't know anything. I don't know my mileage. So go watch that video. I even tell you about some really great tools that you can use to track your expenses and all that. All right, I'm just going to let my camera fall, and at some point you're not even going to see my head because I can see it already slipping. Yikes. All right, so what's been up with me? Now that I gave a little plug on some of my older videos, I know I have a lot of new people watching my channel. All right, I've got to fix this. I know I got a lot watching my channel that haven't been watching me. All right, hopefully you stay. Don't fall. So I just wanted to shout out those videos, and obviously there's a lot of other videos out there that I do, but you know, those are good ones. If you are new though, I do on Monday and Wednesdays, not always Monday and Wednesdays, but mostly Monday and Wednesdays, do a video. I go live and I show you what I've sold, what I'm packaging up, and I just kind of chat with you while I'm packing. A lot of people like to just kind of listen in while they're packing their own orders and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like that. I'm in a Facebook group and somebody posted looking for YouTube channels that they can follow while they're packaging orders and stuff like that. And it's a pretty big Facebook group. I think there's like 30,000 people in it. And there was probably about 20 or so replies. And so I was like, well, I mean, I don't like to go on Facebook groups and talk about my own YouTube channel because it's usually against Facebook rules, or not Facebook rules, but whoever owns the group. But when somebody asks a question, then, you know, I'll jump in and I'll say, oh yeah, I have a channel, check out this. And I gave them a link to my specific playlist for this, Travel Time Chit Chat, because you don't really need to be watching me. You can just listen to me. I should turn this into a podcast at some point, if I knew how to do that. And then you can just listen while you are packaging your orders or taking pictures, which is what I do. And I also share Tommy Bernard's channel. He has a Tommy Bernard podcast. His shows are like 4+ hours. So I really like those when I'm taking pictures because I'll usually be there for 3-4 hours. And my back is to my monitor where I would normally watch YouTube. So I can't really watch, I'm just listening. Sometimes I'll put on like a Hulu and, you know, and watch a TV show. I shouldn't say even watch. I'm really just listening to whatever the TV show is. But I do find myself every now and then turning to look to see whatever's going on in the show. So I try not to do those type of things. And I'll put on other podcasts, but they're usually not long enough where I have to get up and go and put on another one. And I want it to be, you know, just long lasting for the amount of time I'm sitting there. So I do like Tommy. So I posted that one too. And then I got a notification, I don't know, about 15 minutes later saying my comment had been removed for both of them. So I went back and I was looking, see if that was a group where you couldn't leave links. And it is. It says no links to YouTube channels. I thought it would be all right if somebody's asking to be able to say it, but I guess not. So it's kind of a bummer. It is a bummer. All right. So I will say though, when I was running the YouTube channel or a Facebook for my Yellow Brick Road Reselling Facebook group, which if you go there, it's still there, but you can't access it because I got to approve you. I don't have control over that. My account got hacked in last January. End of December, January, and unfortunately I didn't have a backup moderator. I had asked somebody to be a backup moderator, and she saw that message when she had heard that my account had gotten hacked and thought maybe it was the hackers that were trying to get her or whatever, so she denied it, which unfortunately made it so now there's no control over that account. But when I was running that page, there were a lot of YouTubers, a lot of reselling YouTubers who joined, and all they would do is post their link. And, you know, and I I'm all for supporting other YouTube channels, but if you're not active in my group, then don't come in and just to spam. I don't like that. I want to build a community and, post other stuff, post helpful things. And then if you want, every now and then you could have posted your link and I wouldn't have said anything. But if all you're doing is going in there just to post your link to your channel, then yeah, that's okay. You can start your own group and do it. I don't really care for that. So I gotta fix you again. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, I have to keep getting this close up of me. Yikes, slow down. I got a new purse. And I started using it. Even though it's November, it just fell on the thing. Can you see this? It's got polar bears. It's a Vera Bradley. It is a Christmas. I bought it for my Christmas, but I was heading out to go to the casino and I said, I want to wear a crossbody. And that was the closest one to me since I'd gotten it in recently. I bought it off from Macari. And so I ended up pulling the stuff out of I have a Vera Bradley tote bag that I had been using that has fall colors. And so now today I'm going to be sporting a red purse with polar bears. I like to change my purses for the seasons. And I'm a sucker for Vera Bradley. I'll tell you, there was probably about 10 years ago when I was working in the corporate world, I was traveling all the time for work, and two of the people that I would meet up with, one lives in Kansas and one lives in Oklahoma, and at the time I lived in Vermont, and we travel all the time together. And when we would get together, the two of them always had these triple zip, they're called triple zip crossbody bags from Vera Bradley, and one of them is my age and the other girl I think a few years older than us. And I kept thinking to myself, like, those are old lady bags. Vera Bradley is for old ladies. That's how I looked at it. I didn't feel like I was in my old lady stage yet in my 40s. And they convinced me to buy one and wear it. So, because it's so much easier when you're, if you were in, I was trying to think of a big city that we've been in, but we've been in so many of them. Let's say Philadelphia, right? If I'm in Philadelphia and we're walking the streets, going to shop or do whatever, it is nice when you have a crossbody because somebody can't just snatch your purse and run because it's around your body. They're literally going to pull you with it. So safety-wise, it really was a great idea. I just didn't really like wearing crossbody. I'm a heavy-set woman and it just kind of felt weird. So, but I got that one and I love it. And since I became a reseller 4 years ago, became full-time where I'm outsourcing all the time, I absolutely love crossbody purses. It's not just Vera Bradley. I'll buy other brands, but I love when I have my hands free. When I would have it on my shoulder, I felt like it was always falling and I'd always have to like hold it. I don't like to put it in a cart because there's times when I might want to just walk down the aisle a little bit and go look at something else, and I didn't want to worry about my purse getting snatched or anything like that from the cart, because that happens unfortunately. So I ended up starting to wear these crossbody purses, and oh my gosh, and like garage sales, because you can use both hands. I just love it so much. So now I pretty much only do crossbody purses except for in the fall, because I really got to look for the crossbody purse that's in the same fall color print. I don't remember what it's called, but my tote bag from Vera Bradley, I love it so much. I love the colors, my favorite color palette, but it's only in a tote bag. It's not in a crossbody. Look at my camera. Seriously? I'm like diagonal. Oh my gosh. So I hope I win at the casino. So what have I been up to? So the last couple weeks, I went to Vermont 2 weeks in a row. I gotta fix my camera. I don't want to touch my phone because now I'm too high. All right, I'm gonna start high and it's just gonna work its way down. Thankfully, you all aren't even looking at the screen. You're just listening to me, and then you don't have to be bothered by the weirdness of my screen today. All right, so last week my son moved in his new place. Him and his roommate bought a new house, or bought a condo. I guess they're called townhouses. 2-story, 3-story actually, has a full basement. And so he bought, and he asked my son to still be his roommate, to help him pay the mortgage. And so of course my son said yes, because where would he be? He would have to figure out a way to pay something on his own. So he moved in with them, and they get along really well. They're both big into gaming. They both work 3rd shift. So it's nice that, you know, they're pretty much have the same sleeping patterns and that kind of stuff. So we went and helped him move last Friday. Saturday, we boxed up all the stuff at my in-laws' house because they were closing on their house this past week, which is what they did on Thursday. So on Tuesday, we drove back over to Vermont just to spend the night there. So we were there for 8 a.m. on Wednesday when the Grunts Move Junk is the name of a company that we hired to move the stuff from the house into the moving truck. And then my husband actually drove the moving truck. But so we hired them, and they came, 3 of them, and loaded up all of my in-laws' belongings into the truck. And then we drove home on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we had hired 3 Amish, and they came over and they emptied the truck out. So it took 2 hours to put everything in the truck. And in Vermont, this is why we moved to New York. In Vermont, for 2 hours, for 3 men, it cost $800 to have them move stuff into the moving van. Here in New York, we hired the 3 Amish. They were here one was here for almost the 2 hours. And then the other 2 showed up a little late because they had to finish their jobs they were working on. So we knew there was going to be some flexibility there. And within 2 hours, though, everything was emptied out of the moving van. And it was a 26-foot moving van, by the way. And they were only $300. So I said the other one was $800, and then my mother-in-law tipped them. Hold on, Mama's calling. Let me answer her. Well, I'm leaving the casino. I talked to my mom all the way till I pulled into the parking lot here. And so I didn't get a chance to finish what I was talking about with you guys, which I think is just how cheap it is to live here. Just like labor and stuff like that is cheaper, but even my groceries, electricity, and all that kind of stuff. It really makes it, sorry, the sun is in my eyes. It makes it a little easier to be a full-time reseller when you live in an area where you don't need as much income to survive on, but you can still make like really big money. Okay. I literally went right by the exit. I'm not even paying attention. I drove further than I normally do because the sun's in my eyes. All right, so let me tell you about my casino trip, because I know some of you ask me, because some of you are gamblers also. But so I had put in $60, and then I put in a $100 bill that I had. So I got to tell you guys, I have been on a good streak that I am still playing on winnings that I won from June. And you know, I'm like, I'll come and I'll play and I'll win more, and I'll lose some and I'll win, and I'll lose and win. I'm still in the positive. So that's how come I have a $100 bill, because it was what it paid out when I won. So I put in $100, played that. I never had to put in another penny the rest of the time. I continued to win and was able just to keep playing on my winnings. I am regretful to say that my ticket was up to like $600 at one time, and I ended up cashing out at $200, which means I'm leaving with $40 in my pocket. You know, it seems like sometimes I win when I first get there, and I'm like, I'm not ready to go. Like, I go there, obviously winning is good, but I go for the entertainment. And so when I win within the first like half hour, I'm thinking, I don't want to go home now. I'm going to keep playing. So that's what I did. I kept playing, And then I got down to 200 and I said, okay, it's a good time. Let's cash out. And we made 40 bucks plus some change. And, anytime I go and I can break even, I'm really happy with that. It's always a bonus if I win, but if I can break even, I am like so pleased just to break even. It means I had an afternoon of fun and it didn't cost me anything. And just the excitement, I enjoy it. I love going to the casino. I've made some friends there that work there, and it's always nice when they stop by, especially my friend Gary, who stopped today and checked in with me and asked how I was doing, and he always asks how my reselling's going and all that kind of stuff. So just, enjoyable. So now I decided, since it's still light out, which you know what, tomorrow it won't be light out because we change our clocks tonight, and it's 5 o'clock right now, and it'll be dark. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, it'll be dark. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I hate winter. And when you live I'm in the Eastern time zone, and I'm on like the east side of the Eastern time zone. I guess not as bad as like Maine. But when I go to Florida, who's in the Eastern time zone, they're west more than we are. And I'm always so surprised with how much later it stays light out when I go to Florida versus up here. So it's always an advantage if you live in the west side of a time zone. You get that advantage of lighter, longer. But it means the sun also takes longer. I don't know if I told you guys here that in New York State, they legalized marijuana for recreation use, but most towns have not figured out the whole dispensary and all that kind of stuff. Well, here on the reservation, there has got to be at least 20 dispensaries just right here on this reservation, which I don't even know how long it is from. I would say I think there's one right down the road from the casino going east. And from here to there, it's maybe 2 to 3 miles long. And there's 20 dispensaries. It is ridiculous how many there are. I guess it's good if you smoke marijuana. You have a lot of places you can buy it from. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of demand for it to have so much supply. My question, I wonder where they get it from. I don't see people growing it around here. In Vermont, there are places I drove by when hemp started and CBD became really popular. There was farms that were growing hemp to make CBD. It's really weird. So I decided, since it's still a little light out, which I don't like driving at night because the deer just come out right now, and right now we're in rut season, and there's so many dead deer on the sides of the roads because they're just moving around so much that I like to be home before that hits. I don't know if I'm going to make it today, but I'm going to try. Here goes my thing. I'm sorry. Oh, yep. Got to move you up. I'm going to stop by a store, do a little retail arbitrage. Actually, I want to go in and see if there's a product that I buy that does pretty well. If you watch my shows, you know which one I'm probably talking about. But if you want to know, go watch my shows. And I'm going to stop by and see if they're out yet. It's a seasonal item, and they have not been out that I've seen yet. I didn't even see what color that light was. My thing is in my way. Gosh, there's no cars around. I'm such a bad driver at times. It is so hard to drive when the sun is right in your eyes. My daughter had a friend from college that got killed. I think she was in Michigan or Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of those states. She was riding her bike across the country for I think it was for raising money for awareness of something. And she was on a country road, from what I understand, and the sun, she was facing west, and the lady that hit her went around a corner, and the sun was in her eyes and blinded her, and she didn't see her in the road, and she hit her and killed her. And I think of that every time I'm driving and the sun is in my eyes and I can't see, because even with this visor, it's hard sometimes to see, well, for the visor, like the red lights, it's hard to see if it changes quickly. You don't see it. That's why. Another reason why I don't like driving it this time of night. $3.55 for gas on the reservation, which actually it's not as low as I would expect it to be. Right? There's no taxes on that gas. Those gas stations must be raking in the dough. I'll tell you, if you wanted to be a reseller, resell gas right now. It's crazy. Resell gas on a reservation that doesn't charge you any taxes, or they don't collect taxes, but they still charge you close to what the gas stations in the area that have to collect tax. But they can just drop their price to be cheaper than everyone else and make more profit. It's really good for them. Very good for them. I guess that's why a lot of people go to Indian reservations to get gas and cigarettes. One thing they don't have here, though, is a liquor store, which I'm really surprised, because I would think it would be worth it to have a liquor store around here. Maybe just because of alcoholism or something, they don't have it. But I know that I was talking to my cousin last week about this, because when I go to my sister's, both of them live right on the border of New Hampshire, and New Hampshire is a tax-free state. So we usually will stock up on alcohol there because we don't have to pay any taxes. And I was telling her, I'm like, I don't understand why the reservation doesn't have a liquor store, because people would be going there to buy their liquor. I don't know. It makes no sense. So I'm going to check this store out. Hopefully I find some really good items. And if that means that they're in, then I will be starting to book some of my road trips. As long as my arm can hold up, because I'm dealing with frozen shoulder on this arm. If my arm can hold up, I am heading up the trail to start doing some holiday sourcing. And I know that I'm waiting for a few products to come in that do really well for me year after year. I'm not going to work as hard or probably sell as much as I did last year. I was actually talking to Gary at the casino about it. I said, last year I did really well reselling. I made some good money. I said, but I worked really tough. I mean, it was hard pumping out 200 orders, FBM. I said, I don't really want to work that hard this year, and I'm okay with making less money because of it. And FBA, I know a lot of people do really well with FBA, but I've just been really frustrated. The retail arbitrage for me has been really tough because I don't have a lot of stores, and the stores that I do have just have not had the items that normally would have brought me money. They're just not changing out. Manufacturers aren't changing out their product. There's not as much discontinued. There's not as many sales. Just, I might find one or two of something. There's just not a lot. As for anybody who's been watching me, I live in a very rural area, and I don't have a lot of stores to source from. This sun is like, come on. I probably shouldn't have been doing this with you. I probably look really weird, huh? The way the light is. I don't know. Well, I guess that's probably all. I don't really think I have anything else to talk to you guys about. I just wanted to give you an update on the casino, and I wanted to just let you know, because I answered my mom's phone call, and that was it for this video, and I didn't end up doing anything else. I hope you guys are having a great quarter 4 so far. My sales have been like a roller coaster. They're not really like a merry-go-round. It's kind of like going up and down, up and down. One week I'll have really, really good sales, and then the next week, like this past week, my sales were not very good at all. I don't know. I'm really hoping that people start doing more shopping. I do know that my mom is set up at a craft fair place thing, whatever it's called. It's called the Artisan Market, and she's selling some of her stuff that she's making, which a lot of you have seen some of the stuff I make. I'm not selling any of my stuff there. But she had some sales today. They had a coffee and shop type of thing. So she had coffee, tea, and hot cocoa for people, and some munchies and all that, just to kind of bring people in. She had a gift basket she was giving away. But she said, or when I walked in, I noticed that my mom had sold a couple things, and actually it looked like quite a few people were buying today. So hopefully people are like, okay, I'm going to get out and do some shopping. I know for me, my daughter, most everything she wants is all local stuff. She's from Vermont, so there's stores in Vermont that she wants. Here we go again. So I know that I'm going to be doing some online shopping, but it's going to be to like specific stores that she wants things from. She's really, really big into like buying local, but since I don't live there, I just can't go into the store and buy it, so I'm going to do it online. And my son hasn't even given me his list yet. He told me that he doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what to put on his list because he makes more than his expenses. So he has plenty of money to buy whatever he wants when he wants it, he told me. So he's like, I don't know what I want because I just go buy it when I want it. Must be nice. I remember living paycheck to paycheck when I was his age, both of their ages. I didn't have any extra money, and they both are in a position where they have extra money, and they're very lucky. They're very lucky that they're like that, because I was not like that. But I also had 2 kids at their age and had to deal with paying childcare and diapers and all that. And we didn't have any big child tax credit to help us out. We didn't have any help with childcare or any of that stuff. I had to pay for it out of my paycheck, which is one reason why I made the decision at one point to quit my job and stay home and raise the kids, because by the time I paid, God, the sun, I can't even see the light. By the time hold on, I gotta concentrate going through this. Okay, it's still green. Not to mention the traffic is picking up. I can't even see cars in front of me. That light is so bright. By the time you figure out childcare and how much your take home is, you're just kind of like, geez, I'm literally going to work and paying for my childcare at the end. And then you have to buy, clothes for work and your gas to get to work. It got to a point where I said, I know I make more than my childcare was, but it wasn't enough to make me want to keep getting up and go to work and drop off my kids when I really just wanted to be at home with my kids and raise them. And I was a very active mom with them. We did so much stuff, and so it was a great decision for me. It just kind of puts you behind a little bit when you're not working for yourself. I was I don't want to say just a stay-at-home mom, but I wasn't doing like eBay or anything like that. I was raising the kids, and I think of all those years that I didn't give to like a 401k or anything like that. By the time the kids, I think, were in 5th and 6th grade when I went back to work full-time. As I was thinking about how my friend has a 5-year-old, and I don't know if she gets off the bus, and what do they call that, a latchkey child, where they get off the bus and they're home by themselves until their parents get home from work. But my kids were 5 and 6 when, not 5 years old, 5th and 6th grade, when I decided to go back to work full time. And after talking to them, I used to drop them off at work or at school at 8:30 in the morning, and then I would drive to work and then get done work. And I think they were home for maybe like an hour before I got home. Yeah, so it was a big decision to go back to work, but I'm glad I did when I did, because but by the time they were in school full time, I didn't really need to be home as often. I mean, I could have gone back to work sooner. I was just kind of waiting for the right choice, and thankfully financially we live paycheck to paycheck, and it was tough. And every now and then I got to kind of remind myself, because we're not like that now, thankfully. And I wish I would have jumped on the eBay bandwagon sooner. I was selling. I've had an account since 1998, but I was selling some things, but not really actively selling. And I kind of wish I would have gotten into it more. And then once Amazon started, I wish I would have jumped into Amazon like right away. But by then I'm sure by then I was working full time, and I really liked my job. So I really wasn't looking for an alternative or a reason to like continue to work from home, because I enjoyed the work I was doing. Yeah, I don't know. How many times do I say I don't know? Whatever. Okay, that's it. I am almost to the store that I'm going to be going to, and I don't even know what brought that up into my mind, but welcome to Tamara's Travel Time Chit Chat, because this is what I do. I never know what I'm going to talk about until I just start talking, and at least when I'm talking and videotaping it, it makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not just talking to myself, because normally I just sit here and talk to myself without the camera on. I actually do that quite often. Think out loud, process things just to figure out, I don't know, sometimes just saying things makes it easier to deal with. Right, I'm going around a corner and now the sun's going to be in my eyes again. Alrighty, I will talk to you guys later. And I know this probably wasn't a very long travel time chit chat, but some of you might be saying it was long enough. I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you guys go. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you on Monday at probably 9 a.m. Eastern Time for my live shipping and flipping, or flipping and shipping show. All right, see you guys then. Bye. Well, it's another day and another whole week. I never got that video up last week. So I was going to take, actually, I just thought I'd jump on here for a few minutes. It's getting dark out, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to talk before it gets too dark here in the car. Isn't it sad? It's only 4:38 and it's already dark. I just wanted to give you an update. My father-in-law had a heart attack. I don't know if I said that last week or not. I know I said it on my live this week, but my father-in-law had a heart attack. When we were moving him last week, he was having chest pains, and I was like, you need to go to the doctor, or to the hospital. You need to take your nitro. He wasn't even taking his nitro. I'm like, take your nitro. So they closed on Thursday. Friday morning, he went to the ER, and they were like, yep, you've been having a heart attack all week. And thankfully, he's okay. They put a stent in. They replaced a stent. He's still in a lot of pain, still having a lot of chest pain, but he's been back to the ER twice now, and they can't figure out what's causing it. And they said that his heart is perfectly fine, so it's definitely not his heart. And he's also getting pain going down one of his legs, and he didn't have that until he had the stent put in. So just so you know, when they put a stent in your heart, they can go through your groin, or they can go through your wrist to go through your artery to put the stent in place. And for him, they went through his wrist. So at first I thought, okay, yeah, he's having groin pain because he's, because he had his, what's it called? His stent put in through his groin, but he didn't. He had it put in through his wrist. So when he went to the hospital here in New York, because he'd been going to the one in Vermont, they told him that they think that there's a possibility, which they don't know because they can't figure out what's going on with him, why it's causing him pain. But they said that they may have lifted him incorrectly or did something when they were lifting him from the operating table back to his, bed or whatever. That, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I still haven't tightened that. I know, I probably said that a bazillion times on this video. On the other video. I still haven't done it yet. I just went over railroad track, so whoop, there it goes. So they think that they may not have grabbed him right, or something happened when they were moving him from one bed to another, and that is what could be giving him the pain in his leg. It's most likely like a sciatica or a pinched nerve. I keep trying to get him to get on my inversion table because, oh my gosh, that's like night and day for me. All right, so that's just a little update with that. They're over here now. They're settled in at our house, hoping maybe they can close next week. If not, maybe the beginning of Thanksgiving week, which would be amazing to get them closed. They need to have a kitchen renovation, so it's still going to take a good week after they close before they move in, because we're having people come and gut the whole kitchen and redo it. So we were actually at Lowe's today for 4 hours picking out cabinets and sinks and faucets and vanities. And man, sometimes it's hard to bite your tongue when somebody is choosing something and you think it is the ugliest option and you would never put that in your home and they're choosing it. I guess that's why they sell a multitude of things at a store. So it's kind of hard. I tried to be really good, and I kept saying, well, I'd give them an option, and my husband would kind of say something, and I'm like, it's their house. My father-in-law had no interest in participating in the selection of anything, so it was all my mother-in-law. And she was getting tired, and I think she got to the point where she's just like, I'll take that one. And the guy was like, well, which one? She goes, just that one right there. He goes, this one? She goes, yeah, that one. I don't even think she was knowing, because when it came to picking out her bathroom faucets, 2 bathroom faucets, when she walked away for like 2 minutes, and she came back and she's like, well, which one did I pick again? Like, which one was it? And the guy told her, and my husband was like, you just picked it. You don't remember which one? That was proof right there that she was just tired of it and just wanted whatever. So, I don't know. Okay, so that's it for that update. But the real reason I wanted to come on today and talk to you on my little stint here was because I had to run out and buy something. I had 65 orders today that I had a package to send out. Yesterday, I did a shopping trip, a one-day shopping trip to a bigger city that had stores that I could shop at. Cleared out 2 Walmarts of a specific product, well, actually 2 products, and listed them, and they sold. Every single one that I bought sold, and I shipped today. So I ran back out because one of them is sold. Okay, I'll fix you again. One of them is sold in a bundle, and I was missing one. So I said, okay, obviously either I miscounted or the clerk miscounted when I was buying a bulk of something. They miscounted or I miscounted because I ended up being one off. And so I ran out today to another Walmart in my area that I hadn't hit yet and picked up, well, I cleared their shelves up, what they had. So I got to list those today when I get home. And then I grabbed one and put it in, I already printed the envelope. Excuse me. And I already printed the label because I did bulk shipping on Amazon because I thought I had everything. And being that I was short, I said, okay, well, at least I knew there's other Walmarts in my area that I could go and hit, and I was hoping not to do it today, but I ended up doing it today. No problem. I got what I needed. I wasn't fretting at all. Where sometimes you guys hear me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I oversold something, or I sold it on both platforms. These are only listed on Amazon. I'm not listing them anywhere else because they sell quickly. You know, when you list 65 and they sell all like within a day. My mother-in-law was laughing. It was the first time she's ever been with me when I have sourced something and listed it in the store, and we just heard the cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching throughout the day. Like, no matter where we went, we kept hearing it. And she's like, what'd you sell? What'd you sell? And I kept hitting. My car reads text messages, so I would hit it and it would read it, and she would laugh. She's like, I can't believe you sell that many of those. Yep, surprisingly. So I just wanted to tell you guys to make sure that you are going out sourcing. I also stopped at a couple other stores and picked up some stuff, but I haven't done anything with that yet. I was hoping to do it today. Didn't know I was going to be at Lowe's for 4 hours. So just make sure that you are scanning. If you're an Amazon seller, scan, scan, scan. Holiday stuff. I can't tell you that enough. These items are items that I sell year after year after year. So it's not a 2021 item. It's just a replenishable at the holiday times. And I couldn't wait. It's funny because my sister texted me last week or the week before with a picture where she put in her calendar, look for whatever the item was, because she noticed that's when they came out at the stores last year. And I said, oh, I just checked the day before. I said I had just checked and they weren't out yet at my store. But they are now out at my stores. So I am buying them, as many as I can. Hopefully they all sell, which they have so far within one day. But the big thing is just to get in there, take some time, say, okay, I'm going to walk in 2-3 hours, and I'm just going to sit there. And I would not scan UPCs as much as I would scan the take on the Amazon seller app. You can just hit the camera icon, and instead of scanning the UPC, just scan the front of the package, because the item that I have does not come up when you scan the UPC because it's a multi-pack. So somebody set it up and they don't, you know, a lot of times they won't put the UPC right. So just make sure that you're checking that. And especially when it comes to bundles, you'll find things like, let's say there's a holiday confetti cake mix and somebody's bundling it with the frosting, the sprinkles, and cupcake liners, right? All things that you can find at Walmart right now. In my Walmarts, they actually have an aisle in between the grocery and the clothing, and right, they have a whole section set up of just like baking goods and baking mixes, and that's where you can find that type of stuff. So with that type of stuff, you wouldn't use a UPC because it's not just one product, it's a bundle of products. So check that, because if you scanned like just the cake mix, you would say, oh geez, there's no money in this, or it's only 13 cents profit. But if you were able to bundle all of those items up, you'll find that you can get 100% ROI, that type of stuff. So just make sure you're kind of scanning and looking at everything. There are just, I don't know, there's just so many things. I got so much stuff I haven't even listed yet on Amazon that I bought yesterday. There was just my replenishable items that I always get, I grabbed. Anything that's a Walmart exclusive, a Walgreens exclusive, Target exclusive. I don't know what other stores have exclusives, but you might want to check out those, especially when it comes to like Hallmark ornaments, even like the Funko Pops, or just, you know, things like that you see that are just exclusive to that store. Those usually can do really well on Amazon. Walgreens was having a toy clearance recently, and right now there's so many places having discounts where you know, like you buy one toy, you get one half off, or get one free, or buy two, get one free. Target always has a great deal. I don't have a Target here, so I don't ever take advantage of it, but some of my online reselling friends in the past have shared with me, like, oh yeah, right now is a good Target deal. They always have some deal at some point around this time of year where if you spend so much money, you get money back. I know that, what was it that had something? Oh, I think Dollar General's having a deal with toys, $25 off if you spend $75, but you have to spend $75 at one time. There are some things at Dollar General that could be profitable. When I looked online, the problem is none of my stores have those items at all. There was some Cocoa Melon, Squashmallow, Lisa Frank. Some of the Transformers can do really well. I'm trying to think of what I looked. I literally sat one night. This is what you can do. Pull up a website, right? dollargeneral.com. Click on toys, the toy section, and you just take your phone and you do what I was just saying you do in Walmart. You do it to your computer screen. And I just sat there scanning product after product after product and realized, okay, yep, that's a moneymaker. Yep, that's a moneymaker. Yep, that's a moneymaker. And when I do that is when I scan it and I see it's a moneymaker, I take a screenshot. And then when I go to the store, I pull up my phone, go to my photos, go to Dollar General, Walmart, Target, like whatever store it is, and I have all the items right there that I've already pre-looked for. The thing is a lot of those Dollar General items are in store only. You can't buy them online. So hopefully your store has them. Like I said, my store didn't have them. I don't know if they're gonna be getting them and they just haven't gotten all their Christmas toys in yet. I don't know. Maybe they're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean waiting to be undocked, and they had already printed up all their stuff and already created their flyers, but it was too late to change them since their items didn't come in. They may not come in at all. I don't know. But keep an eye out for it. All right, it's starting to get too dark, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But I'm gonna sign off again. Hopefully I can get this video up with the other one. But I just wanted to let you guys know to go and check out Christmas items. Now is the time. We are in quarter 4. It is the middle of November right now, November 12th. So you definitely don't want to wait because, I don't know. And don't be afraid of FBM, right? My 65 orders today, I packaged them all. But when you have an item and you know what it goes in, like these were all poly bag. They were so simple to package. No bubble wrap, no, and these, no labels to take off. Just literally throw them in a bag and put the label on. And honestly, I did the bulk shipping, so I put the label on and then I threw them in the bag, peeled it, closed it, threw it in the bag. Like, it was so fast for me today to do 65 orders. I was really surprised. I was worried I was not going to get them done before my post office closed, or I'd be rushing, and I was done by 11 o'clock. So, and I started at 8. So 3 hours it took. Well, no, I didn't start. Well, yeah, maybe it was about 8 o'clock. Not that it matters, but anyway, it didn't take me that long. When you can do something that is quick and easy to package, multi-quantity, you know, it's not as great as finding something at a garage sale for a quarter and flipping it for $150, right? There's not, the profit isn't like that. But if you can make $5 profit and sell 100 of them in one day, that's $500. I mean, that's nice money if you can find those items. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend, driving around and sourcing, hitting up those stores looking for those specific items, and hopefully getting more and more and more of them. I just don't have as many around here, but for you that have 5-6 Walmarts close to you, get at it, get going, get scanning, and don't ignore RA for eBay and other platforms, because that stuff is selling there too, not just Amazon. So even if you're not an Amazon seller, don't sleep. I've shared some of the items on my live show that I've been selling that I pick up at Walmart. Go watch those videos if you're not, because there is an item right now that I'm having a hard time finding. I only found one yesterday. I've gone to 4 Walmarts and I've come up with 1. So I am not worried about somebody flooding the market, because they're hard to find, but they're a pretty good ROI. So don't sleep on those. Go watch my videos and you'll find out what they are. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's getting dark. All right. Hey, hit the thumbs up. I love my thumbs up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.